I think all 12 games are important to us. Right? So the goal is to play 12 complete, full, intense games, regardless of who the opponent is, right? So I think that where you get things that are wrong is when people say, well, this will be an easy game or a warm-up game or things like that. And so there's no such thing for us, knowing all the 12 teams on our schedule. But with Utah being up there, there's really not much has to be said about that game, considering what happened last year and the things that we're looking forward to getting done this year. And I'm just going off of the excitement and the energy from our players. They're excited for this game, and they want to get to it as soon as possible. And it was cool that we ended the year with that game against Utah, and the fact that we lost was heartbreaking, but I love the way our guys prepared for the bowl game after that and learned from it and responded really well with the bowl win in really good fashion. And then I love the way that they've approached spring ball and off-season conditioning. So I'm feeding off of them. They're the ones that want to get to it, and here it's coming along, so we're excited for it.
Does last season feel like a better kind of foundation? You mentioned the way you guys finished last year with the bowl win, and not only winning the bowl but going to a bowl. It seemed like this time last year there was a little bit of a lull, even though there was some optimism. Going 4-7 isn't the same as making a bowl game. Is there more of a foundation this year that you can build off of from last year?
I believe so. I mean, I think that more than anything, we're looking at these as learning opportunities, for our guys. And obviously last season didn't go as well as we wanted it to, but we're one play away from Boise, and we're really flat against Utah State. And looking at some of the games that we could have probably prepared better. I think I'm looking at when Zach became the quarterback and what significant change that made for our program and our team, and really specifically how our offense operated. So now that he's a year under his belt, I think as a high school kid coming in, as a true freshman, it's hard for him to demand things from his teammates, but now he's earned that. And having a year under his belt and earned the right to be a leader for our team, I think he can demand a lot more. And knowing that kid, he's gonna be ready to go, and he'll demand a lot from our players. And there's just a little bit more comfort knowing that we've had that time to put in with him already since last year, and this is going on the second go. We feel a lot more comfortable having him lead the way, and the way that I've seen him react with Jaron Hall and the others in that position group has been really rewarding. I'm excited for this season.
Is there any concern that the fact that he hasn't really thrown a whole lot? I think he just started throwing officially this week. Is there any concern that he wasn't really able to fine-tune his game in the offseason?
Well, I think the fine-tuning came mostly with the mental part of the game, being a coach and being there in spring football. Jaron got the bulk of the reps, and having him be able to sit there and watch him and mentor him a little bit, and seeing that whole group work together. That was really set from the leadership that Tanner had in the group. When Tanner was, when Zach became the starter, Tanner, just the way that he was in that room was awesome, and kind of set the example for the rest of them, and that's kind of taken off. So I think there's no concern that he hasn't really thrown the ball 100% yet, but we've still got time. He just needs to be 100% by the time we get to fall camp and time to get to the season, and he's on track for that right now.
So we talked about the Utah game, but just the schedule in general, especially the home schedule, having the teams that you have. You start with 4 P5 schools, you bring in Boise State. Is this kind of the product that you want, the schedule that you want to play? Like this is football, right?
Yeah. Well, this is what I would have loved to play when I was in college. I played at BYU, so I think a lot of people get nervous when they're talking about tough schedules. But for me, I want to find out where we stand as a program. And in order to do that, you have to play some tough teams like Wisconsin in 2017, so you can have a chance to go up and beat them in 2018, And I feel like we've done that a lot in the last 3 years, and I think we've learned a lot. And so I think now is the time to really step forward and put it all to work, and find ways to win games and find ways to be aggressive and to put it on our strengths and our players' shoulders and let them win these games.
How valuable in college is continuity? Because you bring back most of your staff, you bring back a lot of your players. You know, you only lose Sione, Corbin, a couple guys on offense. But how valuable is that continuity and bringing back a lot of these skill position players?
I think it's really important just to have the same language and the same things being said. You're not having to reteach stuff, you know, and now we're focused on the new guys coming in and teaching them the offense, defense, and special teams. I think just having that is going to be a huge advantage for us. And so I'm looking forward to it. It only becomes an advantage if you make it one, right? So simplifying our offense and making it more effective is really important. And we've done that with our defense and our special teams, and we're doing that with our offense. And I think it'll get us a better product and more production later on in the season, especially when we start with Utah first game.
So the one guy you do bring in on your staff is Coach Mateos. How well has he kind of integrated himself into this offense?
Oh yeah,
what's his effect been on the offensive line?
He's great, and I love the way that the relationship he has with his players. I like the way he teaches. He's all about grit, so they're a tough group already, but he fits in really well with them. He has experience with Jeff Grimes, so that's not anything new, but I've been really excited and really happy about the way I'm seeing him connect with the other coaches on the staff and really connect with the players, but also really connecting and embracing the honor code and things like that that we feel makes BYU unique. And he's done a great job recruiting. He's done a great job coaching his O-line. I'm looking forward to seeing the production that he provides our O-line. It's a good experienced group, but I think he can really help out in getting that group to the next level.
I know a contract extension hasn't come yet. You know, being kind of in the situation that you are, how do you kind of put that into the back of your mind and just focus on the season?
I'm all about the players and the fans, and so I'm so focused on that. None of the other stuff really matters to me, and so I'm only about those guys. And I have the answer to the players, and I have the answer to the fans, and that's my main concern right now.